Hey, this is Rahima Stevens, your host of the Winter Circle 365, where we pursue passion and we live on purpose. So, listen, this is episode two of the podcast, the Winter Circle 365, and the title of this, and this is part two of Preparation Leads to Celebration. Um, Check out the first video. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to link these two together, but I wanted to put this up there because just in case you wanted to know what is it going to take for me to get from preparation to celebration. I'm going to tell you again, I'm super excited about the game tomorrow. I'm rooting for San Francisco, obviously, because I'm a Bay Area girl. But I know that this team, you don't get a second chance to get to this. I mean, it's rare that you get a second chance or do over. And San Francisco was there last year. And so I know they have a different mindset and different perspective because they felt like they came up short. And so maybe this is the year that they're going to follow through and they're going to get to that celebration that they've been wanting to get to from last year. So listen, here's a few things, and I wrote a few things down. I want to just have a conversation on this particular version of episode two, preparation leads to celebration, because there are some things you've got to get down. There's some skills, some strategies you have got to hone in on in order to get to that celebration part in areas of your life where you've been coming up short. A couple things I wrote down I think are going to be critical is in order to get from preparation to celebration, you've got to have focus. You've got to be able to see the end goal and while you're working on getting there. So you see your goal way far off, but you got to take the steps to get there. And that means you don't take your eye off the goal. You keep your eyes on the prize at all times. We have a tendency to get distracted. We have a tendency to get pulled away. Life happens. And that's to all of us. But we can't take our eyes off the prize. We've got to stay focused on our goals. And that might mean, again, writing them down, putting it up, putting them up in a vision board, putting them up before you. I carry a notebook with all my goals in them. Sometimes I carry them with me, but I know where they are at all times. I review them often so I can focus. Focus is the number one reason why people don't achieve their goals. The fact that they don't write them down. Second thing is they don't re-examine their goals and they don't focus on and determine where am I at in getting to where I need to be. Focus. Second thing is motivation. You've got to stay motivated. Sometimes our journeys are short to goals because they're short-term goals, and sometimes our journeys are long-term goals. We're talking about 3 to 5 years. And so you've got to stay motivated. That means you might need again, like I said in the last video, a mentor. You need to surround yourself with a team of individuals you guys can bounce things off each other to stay motivated. Maybe that's your spouse. Maybe that's your best friend. You got to have, or family, you've got to have some way. Number one, you've got to be self-motivated. Let me just say that first. You've got to have self-motivation. Because in those moments when there's nobody else around, and you know about those moments when you feel like you all by yourself, really it's you. You have to be the one to pump you up. You have to be the one to speak and encourage yourself. You have to be the one. Find a way to motivate you. Self-motivation. And then obviously those people around you who can support you. We all need support. Every person on this planet needs support. Teams, they together. So you got to put together a team of people, connect, but you've got to have that self-motivation. Two things that go together that I just thought about. You got to be persistent and consistent. You got to find a way to take a licking, keep on ticking, just keep pushing. That's persistent. No, if you get told no, you just keep going. Okay, well, I can't make it that way. Maybe I'll just, I'll make a left turn and go the other way. You say no, but somebody else is going to say yes. So you've got to be persistent no matter what. You got to press through and push through obstacles and someone saying no and rejection. You've got to push through that sometimes on your way to your goal. That's persistence. And then being consistent. There's certain things you must do every single day to be to reach success. Anybody who reached a level of success in anything had things that they did all the time. They were consistent with getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning. They were consistent with reading. They were consistent with connecting with their mentor. They were consistent with working out processes. Consistent mean they did it daily. This was a routine. What routines do you have? What processes do you have that you're consistent at that you know are the reason why you're able to function and flow the way you are? There are certain things that I know I have to do every single day in order to continue to keep pushing and pressing, right? And so be persistent. You got to keep pushing, pressing, no matter what, and consistent. Whatever it is, every single day that you keep doing to keep you moving in the direction you're going in, keep doing those things. If they're causing you to win, those little wins to get to the big wins, right? Got to be consistent. You got to be persistent. One of the major things is when you've written out your goals, and this is when it's game time. The day, yet tomorrow, when the game starts, one of the biggest things that the teams are going to really focus on is execution. They've put together a game plan, your goals and your daily strategies to get to the end goal of whatever it is in your life. You have got to put together a game plan and you've got to execute. Whoever executes the best tomorrow probably is going to come out successful. You've got to execute based upon your game plan. All right. So execution for you is going to be critical. Whatever you're going to write the plan the work the plan. In working the plan, you have got to execute. Execution is key. Your ability to adjust. A game time tomorrow between the two teams. During the game, things are going to happen. Whoever has the ability to adjust quicker in the moment is going to be successful. You've got to be willing to adjust things. If it's not working, why would I keep working something that's not working? So you got to be willing to re-examine something on the fly. They don't have a lot of time. And that's not to say that you've got to do everything quickly in your life, but there are times when you know something's not working, you've got to re-examine it, adjust it, and keep moving. All right. So your ability to adjust, to change, adjust to obstacles, adjust, and that might be a part of that whole persistence thing. You got to be willing to adjust in the moment, right? In order to execute to win. And then flat out, last thing, you just got to have the will to win. You got to want what you want and go after it, right? You got to have the will to win. And that means just staying ready, preparing, becoming an expert in your area. If that means reading, if that means gleaning from others who come before you, your mentor, you've got to have a will to win, to be the best of the best. You just got to want it. And nobody can give that to you. You have to want it. You have to have the will to win. You have to have the will to be the best. You have to have the will to put in the work every single day, to execute. All right. And so those were a few strategies. Those were a few things that I wanted to share with you after the video, so that you know that there are some things that you just got to hone in on. And they're little things. Focus. You got to be intentional, meaning you've got to be purpose driven. That means you've got to write things down and you've got to examine your notes and you've got to examine your goals and you've got to check things off your list. And where am I at on this goal? And why am I not here? Am I procrastinating? Is it a time management issue? You've got to be willing to examine some things. And listen, a lot of this time doing this is spent by yourself. You're alone. You're going through your goals. Now, if you're married, I get it. Married couples do this. But a lot of times we are doing this, for those of us who are single, those of us who are in business, and maybe we're not doing this by ourselves, like the head of businesses, but you've got your CFO, you've got all your team together, and you guys are going over these things. But a lot of time, even if you're a leader, especially if you're a leader, you do a lot of this by yourself. Your plan, and then you go to your team. All right. And so, listen, you got to be willing to separate yourself at times, to really examine, to think about things. Um, my best ideas come when, in the middle of the night, I wake up, pull my book up. I have my book up by me at all times, by my bedside, and I'm just writing notes. It comes 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up, and I go make coffee, and I'm still writing, and I'm still plotting. The other thing is, while I'm working out, I get the best ideas when I'm walking, when I'm running, when I'm on the elliptical, when I'm lifting weights. My mind is free, um, and I just get these ideas. In fact, not just ideas, but strategies will come how to circumvent obstacles. That's something I might be going through. So for you, it might be different. Walk on your walk along the beach, or maybe you're listening to music, maybe you're gardening in your backyard, whatever it is, whatever place it is. Listen, take advantage of those moments. It's not always when you're with everybody. A lot of times it's too much noise coming in. Don't be afraid to get off to yourself. Don't be afraid for some personal quiet time. It's always good, right? Always good. So I just wanted to follow up that video with this second part two of preparation leads to celebration, because there are some little things, and these little things can help us get to the bigger goals, all right? All right, again, this is Rahima Stevens. Hey, if you want to subscribe to this channel, go ahead and click subscribe. Share these videos with someone who may need to be encouraged, who you think might benefit. I want to build a community of individuals in 2024 who are straight winners, right? Winners who, again, pursue passion and live on purpose, and just want to connect with other people who are winners and want to be encouraged and motivated and challenged. It's okay to be challenged and pushed, because we all need it. We all need it in order to improve. So 2024, I'd like to see 2024 people connect with this community. Maybe there's something that's said or done that pushes you to that next level. That's my hope. That's my prayer for you. All right. I know you might be rooting for somebody else, but I'm rooting for San Francisco, baby. So go Niners in the game tomorrow, but go you in the game of life. My hope is that you succeed, that your passion and your purpose will just explode, and you'll become the best version of you in 2024. All right. Remember, preparation leads to celebration, and I want you to see more celebrations in 2024. All right, y'all. Again, this is Rahima Stevens with the Winner Circles 365 podcast. Until next week, peace and God bless.